Okay,
So
That accommodation could be made.
Thanks.
thank you. So are we now ready for construction code?
Okay, Russ Brown has pulled the sheets together, and I think Russ also gave a separate distribution on his group's performance for the building department, and I think that was dispersed to you probably a week and a half ago. Essentially, I think at the same time that he dispersed the performance for 2008, he had made a proposal to adjust the building fees to be in line with state standards. And since that point in time, we've had a chance to sit down and talk about it a little bit. He thought that the additional revenue, if we kept the building permit numbers where they are, would be up to $17,000. So it was a significant amount of money for that fee adjustment. As far as his budget goes, the proposal for construction department has again a services line item there, which has an increase in it. The original budget in 2008 was $19,000. The department proposal for 2009 is $17,000. However, the expenditures over 2008 did not exceed $12,262. So there may be an opportunity there to further reduce professional services costs in the construction operating budget. The items for equipment at $5,200 running across are consistent with 2008 original budget. So that budget line item has not been increased. Our December 31st expenditures for equipment, office equipment that is $4,500. So it appears there as well. If we are looking to further trim budgets to reflect what the expenditures were, there may be some opportunity there to reduce office equipment costs for the coming year. However, we've maintained the original 2008 budget as our proposal for 2009. Same issue there for office supplies. And it looks like overhead has increased
For 2,000.
and seems to be a popular item to target is overhead there, and I'll try to explain why. Looks like the travel and training costs were $3,500 expended in 2008 with a budgetary proposal of $4,000. I know that those travel and training costs cover not only the building official, but the plumbing subcode official, the electric subcode official, and fire subcode official.
Are these mandatory training? Is this mandatory?
A portion of it, I think, is mandatory training. I'll get a clear read from Russ if you request, and certain of it I know is not. Certain of it is more informational in nature, current events, keeping up and keeping current with code and code enforcement issues.
Webinars are wonderful things. Robert, this is a question for you. Is there a way that we can get in this, in the course of this conversation with Bob Vogel, we've identified the 4 or 5 elements that fall into this overhead, one of which is travel. What's the budget number as a whole?
Let me give you a,
Yeah,
let me give you a qualitative response.
Sure.
Not much.
Okey-doke, now give me the number. And quality, I mean, that's a relevant concept, not much. I'd like to know what the number is.
All right.
And I think, people out here probably want to know, one way or the other. And if you're right, and if it's not much, people need to know that we're not spending tax dollars in this environment on those types of expenses. If we think it's too high and we want to make a policy move on it, we'll have the information we need and we'll understand what's in play to achieve that goal.
Sure.
But in the interim, let's at least define the number, so we're
I'm
not
going to-
wasting people's time, and if nothing else, we're gonna lay taxpayer concerns.
I'll provide the council with a schedule that will show for each department 3 numbers: 2008 budget, 2008 actual spending, and 2009 proposal.
Give me a borough number.
I'm going to give you a total
Yeah.
number, yeah. You'll see it by department.
All right.
And I think to do it in subcategories,
Yeah.
because overhead is such a broad
No,
area.
I'm going to give travel.
Breaking
I'm
down,
just going to do
right.
the travel number.
I think, no,
No,
we want the total overhead in.
in whatever
in-
component
in-
elements
yeah,
there
right,
are.
and the categories underneath that.
I
And
think
Bob,
what-
I would ask, rather than the 2008 budget, I'd be more interested in the 2007 actuals, 2008 actuals, and the 2009 budget. I don't know how everybody else feels. Prior budgets don't really concern me. It's the actuals I think we need to go off of.
In this area, I think that's right, Dan. I think sometimes those budgeted numbers are relevant. We talk about manpower issues.
So Robert, for each one of the departments, for example, you have sub-account 511. So we'll see 511 for each one of the departments. We'll
Sure.
see 513, and then we see the total of
Yeah.
everybody's 511 and 513. I think that's what we're asking for, correct?
Right.
Been done by number.
Yeah.
Okay?
Maybe I can add as a general rule for travel. I mean, the major travel expenditures to the League of Municipality Convention in Atlantic City for most departments. We restrict it to 1 per department or division, 1 person, 1 representative. They have to stay at the same hotel, so we book as a block of rooms that Liz negotiates a government rate, usually runs under, it's approximately $75 per night. We don't pay for alcohol. We don't pay mileage. We require them to use the borough vehicle. And we require receipts for any meal reimbursement. So we're pretty aggressive on that. I'm going to say it's going to be less than $10,000 total. And part of this is you want them to take the required training courses. You want them to meet their peers. Russ Brown, for example, or Bob. Bob is the vice president of the Engineers Association. Can't get any better advertisement from Madison to have Bob at a meeting, interacting with state officials, advocating for us. So it's a good investment at a reasonable
And Russ
cost.
and I bumped.
With all
They
those
shared a
restrictions, I'm
room.
surprised you-
Shared a room?
Ray, did you say 10?
10.
Oh, no, it's substantially higher than that.
How much would it be?
Well, I know police is, I
Let's
knew,
not guess.
Okay.
Let's not
Okay.
guess on
all
the
right,
record.
okay, well, I just know already.
I don't want to play with the
Yeah.
number loosely
Police is
here. I want to get a
15.
handle on that.
And we want to get a handle on it, and I think we also recognize the value of it.
Right.
It's, I think we're not sending people off to Atlantic City for a weekend of fun. We are sending them for training. They come back with greater knowledge, and so, but we also have to be tight this year with it.
Bob, if I could just get back to the summary page. Again, I'd like to see is somehow, you were able to get by in 2008 for $24,000 on your other expenses. I'd like to see you do that in 2009, if not even a little less. Personnel and fringe benefits, I don't suppose you have much control over. It's only $8,000, but it's $8,000.
I understand. I will speak with Russ, and I will certainly report back to you. I'm sure it's possible, and you know what? If economic conditions maintain what they are, there's a likelihood that even though we don't want construction to fall off, construction is going to fall off, and so
Yeah.
it is what it is.